Hi, everyone. You're watching episode 78 of Yield TV. Hey, welcome back. It is Monday, February 22nd, 2021. I'm in a very poorly lit room, and today we're going to do DeFi class. So this is week 8 of DeFi class. Every week on Monday, depending on what time I have meetings, we eventually do a class on basic to more advanced topics in DeFi. And so in the past, we've talked about yield farming. We've talked about DeFi native indexes more recently. And today, in light of the market drawdown, that's a nice way of saying what's going on with prices today, I thought it would be good to zero in on a beginner's topic. So we're going to talk all about what is a self-custody or non-custodial Ethereum wallet and how you can choose it, how you can ultimately set it up, and then how you can ultimately fund it to be used in DeFi. So give me just a sec here. I'm going to go ahead and just repost this link. So hopefully more folks can tune in if they want to learn. Feel free also to ask questions along the way. So I will try to pause in between the 5 different sections of this. And yeah, hopefully this will be helpful then. I'm going to review this all as though you're a total beginner, but I think there are some basics to using an Ethereum wallet that most people who have been in this space for some time could stand to relearn. It's really important you understand, like, what is a seed phrase, what's a private key, and so on. So here we go. All right, I think I've reposted that. Okay, so all right, here is what we're going to cover today, or here's the agenda. Let me just remove that banner, check and see if there's any questions. All good. Okay, here we go. All right, so today we'll do a quick intro to what is a self-custody wallet. Then we'll talk about how to choose a wallet, how to set up that wallet, how to back up that wallet, and how to get ETH into the wallet, or how to fund it so that you can start to use it with DeFi. So let's go ahead and get started. Quick reminder, actually, before we do get started, for those that already use Zapper, which you can try Zapper at Zapper.fi, we have a new feature that makes it easier for you to invest in liquidity provisions or vaults. So let me just quickly share my screen here. Here we go. So reminder, if you've never used Zapper before, it is an all-in-one DeFi dashboard. So here's an example of me tracking all of my assets, whether they are tokens or whether I'm tracking a liquidity provision in SushiSwap. It basically shows me where's my money and how is it invested. You can also use the exchange here. This is a DEX aggregator that gets you the best rates for the least amount of slippage. The other part of that then is what we call the pool tab or the farm tab. So these are 2 different places that I can potentially participate in other DeFi opportunities. And so one of the things that has plagued many of us since using DeFi in the last few years is that if I were to, let's say, find a liquidity provision like the wrapped Bitcoin Ether LP in SushiSwap here, if I were going to invest in that or add liquidity, it used to be required that you would use ETH or wrapped Bitcoin. So either one of these. Then we enabled you to start out with one of a few different liquid tokens like DAI or USDC or Link. But now you can actually invest with any token that's in your wallet. And what we'll do is we'll swap the token out for you. So Coin is a creator token by Coin Artist. I'm not going to sell this right now and put it into the liquidity provision, but I could start with this and Zapper will ultimately swap that coin out and it'll split it 50-50 into wrapped Bitcoin and Ether. So that's one more step including a few saved transactions to getting involved in different DeFi opportunities. So there is not always guaranteed, but in many cases you will save some gas versus doing a manual trade in advance to prepare a liquidity provision like this. All right, so let's stop sharing that. Check for any questions. All right, here we go. So let's talk about what is a self-custody wallet. So we'll start there, and I'm actually going to walk us through some slides here today. So we'll show some live examples, but hopefully the slides are helpful, and hopefully you can share this too with friends who are new to the DeFi space. All right, here we go. Okay, so what is a self-custody wallet? In a nutshell, it means that you are 100% in control of your funds. So it means that in this case, it means that no one can take control of your wallet. And we'll show you some examples of this. Now that's fantastic for those who seek a censorship-resistant wallet, a way to store value. You can use applications like Metamask, which we're going to talk a lot about today. You can use these wallets to be able to interact with decentralized applications. Today, we're going to focus on those that are built on Ethereum. So this would enable me to use apps like Uniswap and Aave. But this also means that I am 100% accountable for control of my own assets. So it just means there's no customer support that I can call upon who can retrieve my assets. So that's why we're going to talk about backing up your wallet. In most cases, that's with a seed phrase. In some cases, there are alternative ways that I think are a little more friendly for newbies that are using wallets like Arjun. Okay, now last bit here is just that the way that I think about the breakdown of the wallets that I manage through an app like Metamask, or let's say Rainbow, I am in many cases managing multiple wallets. And so if you compare this to something that newcomers are more familiar with, like email, here's how you would think about it. So Metamask, or let's say the Rainbow wallet, which is another one we'll talk through today, it's kind of like Gmail, except decentralized, and again, you're totally in control and off on your own. But just think of it as the grander shell that houses all of your wallets. Then below that is we have the individual wallets. So individual wallets are kind of like different email addresses, or I said different Google accounts. So I've got an application here, let's say MetaMask, and within that, I could have multiple wallets. I can create as many wallets as I want, and I manage those wallets which have different public addresses. So that leads us to the final point here. Each wallet has a public and a private key. The public address, it refers to what we normally see as, it starts with a 0x. So that is the thing that is safe to share, the public wallet address. That's the thing, if I was going to send my friend some Ether or some DAI, that's the address that I need to send them the Ether or DAI. The private key is yet another very sensitive piece of information that I would never want to share. That is kind of like the password to my individual wallets, or what we were calling like Google or Gmail accounts. So again, rolling through that sort of hierarchy here, when we hop into MetaMask, especially, which is still the most popular Ethereum Web3 wallet, when you think about MetaMask, the application, I'll end up having a password, and that allows me to get into the application on, let's say, my laptop here. Or if I use MetaMask mobile, it'll let me get into it on my phone. Then next up in line is the private key. I have a different private key for all the different wallets that are managed through my MetaMask. So if I back up the private key of, let's say, these 3 different addresses, I could import them or basically open them up in a different wallet application. So that is powerful, and that's part of the reason I like to back up my private keys as well. And the last bit, the most powerful part of this sort of hierarchy, is the seed phrase. So I'm not going to show you it here, but if you go into MetaMask, if you click up above on whatever colored icon is here, click on settings, and it's under, I think, advanced security, something like that. You can input your password. So that's your MetaMask password. That's the weakest link here of the 3 bits of information. You can input that, and then you can see your seed phrase. Your seed phrase is, in most cases, it's a 12-word phrase, and it allows you to basically recover all the different wallets that could be created, let's say, in this MetaMask account. So this is the most powerful. You never share your private key. You never share your seed phrase. The reason I keep repeating that is that there are lots of ads on Google that are phishing for you to input that information. So there's a lot of ads. They'll misspell Zapper. They'll spell it Zapperi.fi, and it's not. It's just Zapper.fi, Zapper.fi, or they'll misspell curve or balancer. And what they'll do is they'll prey upon those that are new, and they'll say, hey, in order for you to use this, their website is cloned. It looks identical to, let's say, like Zapper or Balancer or Uniswap. And they'll ask you to input your seed phrase or private key. Never, ever do that. Worst case scenario is you do that, and it is one of these bad actors. They will have access to, if it's your private key, they have access to whatever wallet that was. If it's your seed phrase, they have access to all of your wallets that were in an application like MetaMask. So please be careful of that. All right. So let me double check if there's any questions. Nope. Okay. Let's talk about how to choose an Ethereum wallet. So I'm not going to give a recommendation. I've actually used all these Ethereum wallets. What I want to call out is the preferences that one might have based on your needs, based on what you're trying to do in Ethereum, whether it's just buy and hold some assets or whether it's using DeFi. So hopefully this table is helpful. On the far left here, I've kind of called out some of the more common types of wallets, and then let's just run through the major differences here. So MetaMask is, I believe, a default that everyone needs access to. So it's very, very difficult to use DeFi without MetaMask. And so I no matter what wallet I use, I do choose to always, have MetaMask handy because it's a browser extension. So it allows me to let's give a quick example here. So if I'm going to use Zapper, the only reason I'm able to add liquidity here is I'm able to do it because of the fact that I've connected my MetaMask wallet. And so let's see here. Actually, nothing else to call out there, but that's the thing. If I were to go to Uniswap, I have to connect my wallet. And so by connecting my wallet, I'm still in control of my assets. But it means that if I do a trade, like if I go to the exchange here, and let's say I was going to trade 500 DAI for some Ether, when I go to hit exchange, I will be prompted on MetaMask to give approval to spend my 500 DAI. So really, really important to have access to a very flexible wallet that allows me to interact with really any application on Ethereum. Okay, so that's those are some of the pros of MetaMask. It uses, like most wallets, a seed phrase. So that's a 12-word phrase in most cases, I think. And then you would end up downloading it from the Chrome Web Store. One warning on that is there have been fake MetaMasks that have somehow gotten past the team that gives permission to list products on the Chrome Web Store. So if you go to, just double check, if you go to metamask.io, that's a great place to start. They often give a link there then to the Chrome store. When in doubt, just wait. Like, don't be afraid. Come and hop in the Zapper Discord and come ask questions, and we're more than happy to assist you with common questions like this about DeFi. Okay, next up then, we have lots of mobile wallets here. So everything, MetaMask Mobile, Arjun, Coinbase Wallet, Rainbow, Dharma. These are really convenient because they allow us, here, I'm going to pull up my Arjun wallet here. They allow us to have the power of an Ethereum wallet on our mobile phone, which is, convenient. And in most cases, those wallets here, they either have a built-in browser that you can use similar to the way that I was using MetaMask with Zapper, or they have this thing called Wallet Connect, which allows me to scan a QR code and connect my wallet on my phone with the application like Uniswap that I'm using on screen. So those are really powerful ways for me to engage in DeFi, but again, to have the convenience of having it on my mobile phone. And you can download MetaMask Mobile, Arjun, Coinbase Wallet, Rainbow Wallet, Dharma. You can download any of these from the iOS or Android stores. There's a few differences to call out here amongst them. I'd say the biggest differences is Arjun is undeniably one of the most user-friendly because of the fact that it doesn't require a seed phrase. They have Arjun Wallet, you can recover it through, they call them guardians, which allows you to recover them through like a text message, an email, a trusted contact that also has Arjun Wallet, a hardware wallet, or a MetaMask signature. So I have found Arjun to be very friendly. Going along with that, but more limited in terms of what you can do in DeFi, is Dharma. Dharma doesn't have a seed phrase, but I would say that the drawback is that Dharma is really designed for one who just wants to do trading or holding of an asset on their mobile wallet. So that's Dharma in a nutshell. It's a beautiful UX. Arjun as well. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Arjun here in a bit, just because they have built-in applications. So they really create this. It's a very curated ecosystem of applications. They're adding applications and giving you a very controlled experience. So for the person who wants guardrails, but wants also, I guess, the freedom to use lots of different DeFi applications, I really like Arjun. And let me just hop over here a sec to another screen. All right. Oh, Loopring also has guardians. Cool. Didn't know that. Someone just commented. Actually, while we're here, are accounts within the same MetaMask identifiable if there are no transactions between them? I want to disrupt the transaction graph, and Tornado Cash seems like. I'm not sure I totally follow that, but I will say I don't believe that there's any way to connect those different wallet addresses that one would have in MetaMask, unless you've done transactions between them. There shouldn't be anything that's identifiable to link those different accounts. So yeah, if one was to use Tornado Cash, they could create a new address, a new wallet in MetaMask. That's a new account. It's then attributable to the seed phrase. So it allows me to recover it with my seed phrase, but it also, it doesn't give any sort of like public way for anyone to say, hey, those two Ethereum wallets are from the same MetaMask account. So, and then Loopring also has guardians. That's cool. Didn't know that. By the way, the only reason I'm not talking about Loopring wallet is the wallets we're talking about today are mainly for interacting with lots of different DeFi applications. So if you go to loopring.io, it is a DEX and a swap built on layer 2. It's like 2,000 transactions per second. If you click trade, it executes it within like 300 to 400 milliseconds. So it is one of my favorite DEXs. I use it all the time, and that is just be mindful of the fact you can trade or become a liquidity provider on there. So check that out at loopring.io, and they have a wallet there too, so that you can basically send assets to anyone else with a Loopring wallet for pennies per transaction. Okay, so let's share a different screen. So going back to Arjun, this is a really, here we go. When we talk about Arjun, so I think this is a better way of sort of showing you than trying to like hold my screen up. Arjun gives you these different DeFi applications. So like you could participate as a liquidity provider in Uniswap v2, or you could participate in the Yearn Finance Y vaults, or you can lend on Compound or lend on Aave v2. You can also lend through Lido, which is something that we've shown before. You can do that through Zapper. But this is all within the Arjun wallet. So it's a very pretty and controlled experience. You can see here, here is someone trading DAI for Uni. So they're trading, 50 DAI for Uni. Now, this doesn't remove the need to pay gas. So, there still is that pain point of having to pay gas or trying to find a time of day when gas prices are lower. But again, it's very, very powerful. This is one of the wallets that I push a lot of like my new friends and family to, because it has a very dummy-proof setup that helps one to set up their wallet, to back it up. It gives them options to onboard fiat, something like put USD and turn it into Ether so that you can start to do things with it. So anyways, these are some of the ways that, these are some examples of how and why one might use Arjun. Oh, and then the last bit here is just that those guardians we've talked about, we'll cover that in a bit here. These are ways for me to recover my wallet. So instead of me saving a seed phrase, I can have what's called a hardware wallet, like a Ledger or a Trezor, or I can use Metamask as well to basically sign as a backup if I were to, like, let's say, lose my phone. So I lose my phone and I'm like, crap, I need to restore my Argent wallet. I have money on there. This is not accessible anywhere else. It was on my phone. It's not like Twitter.com. I don't just go and punch it into a web browser. There is a security to it being stored on my phone. So I'm going to have to restore that to a new phone. And that's where these sorts of options, these many different options, become very intuitive and very powerful. All right, checking to see if there's more questions. No, okay. So let's go back a sec. I think we've covered just about everything on the choosing an Ethereum wallet. Here we go. All right. So, So we covered the big boys here. We've got a MetaMask as like a sort of that default web browser experience. We've got mobile wallets here that we covered. The last bit to focus on is hardware wallets. So hardware wallets are another part of, I think, the Ethereum or DeFi stack that are very necessary. So hardware wallets like Ledger and Trezor, they're compatible with other blockchains too. So if I were to hold some assets on Bitcoin or Binance Smart Chain or Polkadot or Cosmos, these are going to be helpful to me. And the reason I point this out is that one of the most secure ways and most flexible ways to use DeFi is to use MetaMask connected to a ledger or Trezor. It means that I now have the benefits of MetaMask being compatible with nearly everything in DeFi or everything in Ethereum, but I also have the hardware wallet security. So this normally requires like a PIN, and it requires you to actually like physically click it. So those are security mechanisms to prevent me or to prevent someone who even might have, let's say, gotten malicious access of my computer. Maybe somehow they have remote control of it. They still wouldn't be able to do anything if I've got it all on a hardware wallet, because they'd have to literally, physically click the wallet. So, all right. So I think we've covered just about everything there. Hardware wallets too normally involve a seed phrase, and you would have to purchase it from Ledger, the company, or Trezor, the company. All right. So next up, let's talk about how to actually set up a wallet. So here, this is pretty similar for all different wallets. And actually, before we show you MetaMask, I'm just going to quickly show you Arjun. So here's two different ways of me setting up a wallet. One is more complex, which is MetaMask. And one is, I think, much more dummy-proof, which is Arjun. And Dharma, Coinbase Wallet, Rainbow, they all deserve the same sort of credit. They've really made it easy for one to set up a wallet. Okay, so this is I'm at argent.xyz. Actually, if you go to support.argent.xyz, just search create wallet and it'll show you this is the setup. You download Arjun. You can do that from an iOS or Android app. You'll have to create a username. You put in a phone number and you put in an email address to start. This is all. This is not information that is stored. However they store it, my understanding is that it's not in like a centralized sort of database that they can call upon to use that information. It's there to be called upon for wallet recovery. So anyways, it always kind of catches people off guard, but yeah, you can put in a phone number and an email address. Those are ways to get started backing up your wallet. I would highly recommend, if you end up using Argent, set up one of the other guardians where it uses like a MetaMask or a hardware wallet. Those to me are much more secure because your email or your phone could be compromised in the future. Someone could hack either one of those. Anyways, that's it. Once you create your wallet, if you just follow the instructions, it takes a little bit of time for them to actually create it. It's because they're deploying a smart contract on Ethereum, which you don't really need to know what all of that means if you're totally new, but just know that it does involve some work. It involves spending some fees on the Ethereum network to get that started. Once you do that, though, then you can start to actually deposit fiat into crypto. So you can, we'll talk about that in a sec here, but that's Argent in a nutshell. And then let's hop back to MetaMask. I want to re-emphasize too, I just showed the two of these because I thought the instructions were readily available. Rainbow Wallet is a fantastic experience. Dharma, Coinbase Wallet, MetaMask Mobile, these are really easy to use. So don't take the fact that I'm showing Arjun as the only recommended route here, but hopefully these give you quick examples of how easy it is to set up. So here's how you set up a MetaMask wallet. Again, you can go to metamask.io. You could also go to the Chrome Web Store and look up MetaMask, but again, be on your toes. If you find multiple listings, don't download it on the Chrome Web Store. As far as I know, I haven't seen it lately, but it's something that has happened in the past. So we're always a little bit vigilant about whether there could be a false listing on the Chrome Web Store. And then anyways, once you download the extension, it'll prompt you through a few different instructions. One of those is you do actually go through the step of creating like a wallet. So you'll start with one wallet, but again, you can create as many wallet addresses. Think of it kind of like a different email account that's managed within Metamask. So I could have 20 different Ethereum wallet addresses, 0x, whatever letters and numbers. And I can manage all of that in one place. And they're all tied to my seed phrase. The seed phrase was the most powerful. Then the private key, which you don't have to save, but I choose to normally back those up as well, just in case my seed phrase for some reason is no longer usable. Or in other words, if I were to lose my seed phrase, not if it were no longer usable. And then the last bit is just my password, which gets me into my MetaMask account. So all three of those are very important. All right. So again, I've downloaded MetaMask. I've created an account. What I'm showing here is you also could import an existing wallet using your private key. So one of the many wallets that I would manage through my MetaMask, I could import that and paste it in here. And then the last bit is what we talked about earlier. I could be using a Ledger or Trezor hardware wallet. Similar to MetaMask, they are like a shell, and within the shell could be as many different wallets as I'd like. And ultimately, I have MetaMask here as a way to interact in my browser with different DeFi applications, but then I could connect that to my hardware wallet. And by doing that, I add an extra layer of security. So I know that there's some added steps here, but I personally prefer to have a hardware wallet at all times because I think it provides me the most secure experience interacting with my funds and different DeFi applications. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions. Nope. All right, so let's talk about backing up wallets. So here we go. We're on step 4 of our 5 steps in this video. So backing up a wallet with something like Arjun, it's definitely the easiest because you can use these things called guardians. Guardians allow us to recover through something like text, email, a trusted contact who uses Arjun, a hardware wallet, or MetaMask. So anyways, if you hop into settings under guardians, you'll find all the information you need there in Arjun. The more common way to back up a wallet is just the fact that you will be prompted with a seed phrase as you set up any one of the wallets that I've shown you here today. And it is very important you write down those 12 words, write it down on a piece of paper, write it down a second time on a piece of paper, double check that it's all correct, store those pieces of paper in separate places. Just make sure that they're safe, because this is what will allow you to restore your wallet if your computer crashes, someone pours water on it, your computer is compromised, someone gains remote access to it, which is a very common way that people have been hacked. All right. Next up here, we've got how exactly you might do that with MetaMask. So to back up your MetaMask seed phrase, the few steps here that I screenshot and covered up here, so I'm not revealing anything myself, is you can click on there will be a colorful icon in the top right corner of your MetaMask. Click on settings and then click on security and privacy. And then you'll have this option. You can click reveal seed phrase. So this is where you can put in your password for MetaMask. And then it will reveal that 12 or 24 word phrase. All right, so there's all of that. In the other wallets here that we talked about, they've got some really clever user experiences where they prompt you, like Rainbow does a great job. Dharma does a great job of it, I think, as I remember. Coinbase wallet. So they'll like say, hey, you haven't backed this up, because you have to actually say, I have backed it up, which I think is great. It just ensures that people acknowledge that they've done this. All right. So the last step here is how do we get ETH into our wallet to start to use DeFi applications? So here is how this works. In most of the wallets that I've shown here today, they all have this fiat partner called Wire. I believe it's Wire in actually every single one of them. And so this is the one part of our process that requires a centralized player. So you hop into Wire. You can see below here, like I would be putting in, let's say $100 or USD and turning it into Ether. I'm sending it to my ETH address here. This is my public wallet address. And I will be prompted to input then my payment information. So, this is, what do I want to say? This is one of the places that DeFi, crypto in general, these are weaknesses for us because we don't have decentralized fiat on-ramps yet. So, no matter what, once I do this, like I've clearly exposed my name and my, in this case, billing address information, even email relating back to this address. So at least if you're in the US, like there's very strict KYC AML laws when it comes to handling fiat and converting it into crypto. So anyways, that's one option. This was option 2 here. Use the fiat on-ramp option. If you just click add funds on Arjun, if you can do that with Metamask. I checked that with Rainbow as well. I think they have an Apple Pay option, but I think it's through Wire. Those are all ways that you can get fiat into the system. The other way is just to use a centralized exchange. So it doesn't preserve your privacy, but it's another way to establish a relationship, which allows you to move fiat into something like Ether. So quick reminder of how that would all work. If I have Coinbase, let's say I go to pro.coinbase.com, which if you have a Coinbase account, once you have that, just click pro.coinbase.com, and it's like a different, nicer format, I think, of an exchange. And you can click deposit, choose USD. So in this case, I would be choosing a bank account or adding like a bank debit card. Then you just specify how much money you're going to add. Then after it eventually arrives, you will choose to convert that USD into USDC. So this is what that looks like. This is if you want to move your USD into USDC at a 1-to-1 rate, which then allows you to withdraw that. You can click, there's a withdraw option. You can withdraw that USDC and you can copy paste, once you click that, click the crypto address option, and then you can copy paste, in this case from your MetaMask account, you would paste that in, and then that's it. It allows you then to transfer those, that USDC, or I would highly recommend starting with something like Ether, just because Ether is needed as gas for most of the DeFi applications that get used. And last step here. So if you're going to use DeFi applications like on Zapper, it's very important that if you're using a Ledger wallet or Trezor wallet, that you enable the hardware wallet to interact with Ethereum smart contracts. So just in a nutshell, you would click on the colorful icon in MetaMask, click Connect Hardware Wallet, click Ledger or Trezor, whichever one it is. You then choose one of your wallets, and then you're now connected. But it's also important that you go into the Ethereum application on the hardware wallet, and you want to enable, there's under settings within the Ethereum application, you want to enable contract data and disable debug data. That'll save you lots of time. It won't work if you don't enable contract data, and if you don't disable debug data, you'll be prompted with like 50 different clicks versus maybe like 10 or so clicks to confirm that you are interacting with a DeFi application. Last few things to cover here, just in terms of risks. Here we go. The few risks that I want to call out is just be careful that you never withdraw a non-ETH or non-ERC20 token into an Ethereum wallet. So if you have Bitcoin on an exchange, don't send it to an Ethereum wallet. Double check the first few letters and numbers at the beginning and end of your address. Make sure that it matches. You don't want to miss it by one letter and send your money to an Ethereum wallet address that doesn't exist. Let's see. I covered the rest of this. Just another reminder, no one, of course, can save you from sending or withdrawing from a centralized exchange like Coinbase to the wrong address. So treat your crypto like cash. Once you lose it, it's gone forever. So follow-up actions for today are, hopefully you can choose an Ethereum wallet that suits your needs based on that table here that I created. Hopefully some of the information I shared here is helpful. Again, this is really designed for someone who's brand new to the space, who doesn't really understand the differences between these different wallet addresses. I would highly recommend buy a hardware wallet. Even if you're not ready to use it, buy one as soon as possible, because the sooner you buy it, the more likely it is that you'll use it. And it is one of the most safe ways to interact with DeFi. Aside from some of the really smart security mechanisms that have been built into new DeFi Ethereum wallets like Arjun. Then make sure you back up and store your seed phrase. Always have a backup of your wallet, whether it's a seed phrase or the way that Arjun and Dharma do it. And then also you can decide ultimately how you want to deposit fiat through wire or an exchange. And lastly, never share your private key or seed phrase. So that's it. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. I am going to cut it off here. I think that hopefully we've covered it all. Quick question though. Any opinions on Trust Wallet? It's a great wallet. I've used it myself. Yeah, I didn't cover it today. Nothing against Trust Wallet. They've got an in-wallet browser as well, and it's compatible with multiple chains other than Ethereum. I have found it though to be a little bit buggy with some DeFi apps, so just be aware of that. Let's see. Other than that, I think we got it all. So yeah, everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. And we'll be back tomorrow with an interview with Tyrone Voss from Learn to Money. Don't forget to subscribe at tv.zapper.fi. And please join us in the future. So have a great day. Bye.